regal, but then it's derogatory at the same time. So that's nice. If if two men get into hand-to-hand fight, and the wife of one of them gets involved to help her husband against his attacker, and she reaches out her hand and grabs his junk, then you must cut off her hand. Do not pity her. So you can't fight unfairly. So it says shameful parts is the way that the Hebrew says. Like, hey, that ain't yours. Keep your hands off. Keep your hands off. Thanks for the lurk. You must not have in your bag different stone weights, a heavy and a light one. You must not have in your house different measuring containers, a large and a small one. You must have an accurate and correct stone weight and an accurate and correct measuring container, so that your life may be extended in the land the Lord your God is about to give you. For anyone who acts dishonestly in these ways is abhorrent to the Lord your God. There we go. There's our word abhorrent that a lot of people want to go and throw around when it's something they don't like. Oh, well, that's abhorrent to God. You know what's abhorrent to God? Cheating people. Cheating people. So I have two containers here. I believe if I were to go and look at the measurements on them, it says that technically they are the same size measurement, but this one actually holds about 2 more ounces than this one does. The taller one holds less than the wider one. Actually, I'm going to go ahead and do a refill here. So, dishonest weight. So I'm measuring by volume here. Oh, well, if I'm pouring out to you what you're buying, I'll use the smaller one. If I'm accepting what you're giving me, I'll use the larger one. Same with weights. If I'm going to weigh out all of my, I'll just say plums, because plums are the last fruit that I got. Weighing out the plums, I'm going to use a measurement that favors me. Either I get more when I'm buying, or I give less when I'm selling, and I claim that they're both equal. So no skimming. No skimming. That is abhorrent. Remember what the Amalekites did to you on your way from Egypt. How they met you along the way, and they cut off all the stragglers in the rear on the march when you were exhausted and tired. They were unafraid of God. So when the Lord your God gives you relief from all your enemies who surround you in the land he is giving you as an inheritance, you must wipe out the memory of the Amalekites from under heaven. Do not forget. So you are not to forget to wipe out the memory of, so that everyone forgets, the Amalekites. So you do the job of making them forgotten. Don't forget to do the job of making their name forgotten. When you enter the land the Lord your God is giving you as an inheritance, and you occupy it and live in it, you must take the first of all the ground's produce you harvest from the land the Lord your God is giving you. Place it in a basket and go to the place where he chooses to locate his name. You must go to the priest in the office at the time and say to him, I declare today to the Lord your God that I have come into the land that the Lord God promised to our ancestors to give us. The priest will take the basket from you and set it before the altar of the Lord your God. Then you must affirm before the Lord your God, a wandering Aramean was my ancestor, and he went down to Egypt and lived there as a foreigner with a household few in number, but there he became a great, powerful, and numerous people. But the Egyptians mistreated and oppressed us. forcing us to do burdensome labor. So we cried out to the Lord, the God of our ancestors, and he heard us and saw our humiliation, toil, and oppression. Therefore the Lord brought us up out of Egypt with tremendous strength and power, as well as great, awe-inspiring signs and wonders. Then he brought us to this place and gave us this land, a land flowing with milk and honey. So now look, I have brought the first of the ground's produce that you, Lord, have given me. And then a nice long dun-dun-dun, dun-dun-dun, dun-dun. Let me tell you what, I'm gonna tell it to you. Bum, bum, bum. Then you must set it down before the Lord your God and worship before him. You will celebrate all the good things that the Lord your God has given you and your family, along with the Levites and the resident foreigners among you. Wait. You will celebrate all the good things the Lord your God is giving you with your family and the Levites and the foreigners. So who gets to participate in the offering that you bring to God? You, your family, the Levites, and the foreigners. Pretty cool. Also, like thinking through this, so if I'm harvesting wheat, yep, I can put wheat in a basket and bring it along, and it doesn't matter how long it takes. But if if I'm gathering plums, again, I'm gonna go with plums. Oh, let's go with figs. If I'm gathering figs, unless I dry them out and preserve them, they're gonna rot. So, you can't just leave fresh fruit in a basket to rot and then bring it. If it's fruit, you're gonna have to do something else with it. Just think of that. Soaring Eagle, welcome in, friend. When you finish tithing all your income in the third year, the year of tithing. So notice this, tithing is not annual. Tithing is every 3 years. You must give it to the Levites, the resident foreigners, the orphans, and the widows, so that they may eat to their satisfaction in your villages. Oh, okay. So the tithe in the third year stays in your village. It doesn't go to the temple. I forgot about that. Yeah, so when the third year happens, you bring in all of the tithe, and the poor, the widow, the orphan, and the foreigner, and the Levites get that. Everyone is, so this is the system for taking care of the poor. This is the Social Security system that they have at the time. Every 3 years, you bring your tithe. It takes care of your community. Then you shall say before the Lord your God, I have removed the sacred offering from my house and given it to the Levites, the resident foreigners, the orphans, and the widows, just as you have commanded me. I have not violated or forgotten your commandments. I have not eaten anything when I was in mourning, or removed any of it while ceremonially unclean, or offered any of it to the dead. Okay, we'll come back to that. I have obeyed and done everything you have commanded. Look down from your holy dwelling place in heaven and bless your people Israel and the land you have given us, just as you promised your ancestors, a land flowing with milk and honey. So we got ads coming in, but we will come back to this. Zack Attack, tip of the cap. Tip of the cap.
Flat cap Pastor rocks his tweet, streaming life by the reeds. Fish pond calm and glassy clear, view it all right from here. Dapper man with sax in hand, plays tunes by his quiet land. Acoustic guitar in the breeze serenades the fish with ease. Watch the fish, they swim along to the rhythm of his song. Flat cap pastor shows the way, stream it live come what may. With his cam he shows it all, little fish both big and small. Life in pond so serene, nature's beauty on a screen. watch the flow. Hear the music, gentle glow. Flat caps charm and calming tone makes the fish feel right at home. Watch the fish, they swim along to the rhythm of his song.
All right, ads should be closing, so I'm gonna go give promo now.
You also know what it means to be a gamer, and you know what it means to try to share Jesus in that space. I mean, you're doing it. You're in the lobbies, you're on Discord, you're in game chats, you're trying to be encouraging in your live stream chat, you're trying to bring hope into that stream. You're praying for the person behind the handle. Gaming might be the medium, but discipleship is the true mission, and you feel like you're doing this by yourself. But imagine you weren't doing it alone. You've got backup. Imagine you were equipped and resourced and linked with others who know that discipleship can happen where you're at, where other players are gathering. Imagine that your passion is coordinated. You can have fun and be intentional on your streams. What if there was a summit built just for you, for digital missionaries in the gaming world? What if you were not just playing together, but you were actually building the kingdom together? That is DMCon, a digital space for gamers who disciple and disciples who game. If you've ever questioned whether games could be sacred ground, this is your confirmation. The digital spaces you inhabit can become communities of belonging, healing, and gospel transformation. Jesus is already in the game. Let's discover where together. You're not alone. Come and see who else is with you right now. Register for DMCon today.
All right, so, go sign up, if you will. Missionary.digital. If I can spell. All those conferences are going to be there, and they're going to be fantastic. They're going to be fantastic. All right. So we have do not or offer any of it to the dead. These practices suggest overtones of pagan ritual, all of which the confessor denies having undertaken. In Canaan, they were connected with fertility practices associated with harvest time. So offering things to the dead was going to help with the fertility of the land or your own personal fertility. Were some of the practices around. So can't participate in things that God has not ordained, the practices of people around you. And you're going to swear that you haven't done those things. There is no need to take care of the dead. That's a lot of cultures have. You have to care for your ancestors and continually do that. And it's going, no, you don't do that. This isn't how you do things. God is not the God of the living or the dead, but the God of the living, so you don't need to provide for them. Today, the Lord your God is commanding you to keep these statutes and ordinances, something you must do with all your heart and soul. Today, you have declared the Lord to be your God, and that you will walk in his ways, keep his statutes, commands, and ordinances, and obey him. So what are you doing? You're walking, you're keeping, you're walking, statutes, commands, ordinance, and obey. So there's 5 things. 5 things. Torah. And today the Lord has declared you to be his special people, as he already promised you, so you may keep all his commands. Then he will elevate you above all nations he has made, and you will receive praise, fame, and honor. You will be a people holy to the Lord your God, as he has said. So he has made you a special people so you can keep all his commands. You get to be special so you can be obedient. And when you're obedient, then you get to have the promises. You get to have the elevation. You get to have the praise. Then Moses and the elders of Israel commanded the people, "Pay attention to all the commandments I am giving you today. When you cross the Jordan to the land the Lord your God is giving you, You must erect great stones and cover them with plaster.